Most heart surgeons now caution that walking alone might not be enough to protect your heart. And for some, it could even be misleadingly overvalued. If you're over 65 and living with joint pain, fatigue, or limited mobility, this video could offer the breakthrough you didn't know you needed. Today, we'll explore 5 expert-recommended alternatives to walking. Gentle, safe activities that boost circulation, support heart health, and re-energize your body, all without stepping outside your door. If you've been feeling sluggish, noticing numbness in your feet, swelling in your legs, or just dealing with that heavy, stuck feeling after sitting too long, you're far from alone. Millions of older adults experience the same symptoms, and many believe walking is their only option, even when it's uncomfortable. But here's the truth. It's not your only option. These 5 alternatives may be the heart-friendly habits your body has been quietly asking for. So if you want to protect your heart, sharpen your mind, and stay mobile and independent well into your 80s and beyond, stay with me. What you learn in the next few minutes might shift how you feel tomorrow, and every day after. Let's dive in. 1. Seated leg pumps. One of the easiest, yet most surprisingly powerful exercises for your blood and heart health, especially if walking has become difficult, is the seated leg pump. At first glance, it might seem almost too basic to matter. Just wiggling your feet. But don't be fooled. This small, deliberate motion closely imitates the natural pumping rhythm of walking, yet it removes all the stress from your knees, hips, or back. And more importantly, it activates the calf muscles, which many cardiologists affectionately refer to as your second heart. Why that nickname? Because every time your calf muscles contract, they assist your heart by pushing blood upward from your legs. Without this help, your heart has to do all the heavy lifting to circulate blood from your lower body, especially when you've been sitting too long. That's when things like swollen ankles, cold feet, or even dangerous clots start to show up. But here's the good news. You don't need to stand up or go anywhere to get this benefit. You can do seated leg pumps anywhere. While watching TV, eating lunch, reading a book, or waiting for your coffee to brew. Just sit upright in a firm chair with your feet flat on the floor. Slowly raise your heels while keeping your toes planted, hold for a moment, then lower. Next, raise your toes while your heels stay down. That's it. Alternate between the two. It may feel simple, but inside your body, powerful things are happening. That subtle up and down motion activates the calf pump and gets your blood moving again. The more often you do it, the more you reduce the pressure on your heart, your legs, and your veins. But this isn't just about circulation. It's also about confidence. A lot of seniors feel trapped when told to move more, especially when balance is an issue or walking feels risky. But the seated leg pump is a quiet breakthrough. It proves you can still take charge of your health without needing a gym membership, fancy gear, or even shoes. And that sense of control, that return to action, can be a game changer. I remember a man named Ronald. He was 78, lived alone, and hadn't walked farther than a few steps without feeling lightheaded. His doctor urged him to stay active, but the idea of walking around the block felt impossible. Then his physical therapist showed him the seated leg pump. Ronald began doing just 20 gentle reps every hour, right from his recliner, often during commercial breaks while watching old westerns. Within 2 weeks, something shifted. The swelling in his ankles decreased. His legs didn't feel as heavy. He even said his brain felt clearer. "I finally feel like I'm participating in my own recovery," he told me. "I'm not just waiting for things to get worse. I'm doing something." That's the key. You don't need to do more. You just need to do it consistently. Seated leg pumps give your body what it craves. Gentle, regular movement that encourages flow, reduces pressure, and supports the heart from the ground up. They're not flashy, but they're powerful, and they're ready whenever you are. 2. Wall push-ups. When most people hear the word push-up, they picture sweaty gym workouts or tough military drills. But there's a much gentler version that many seniors overlook. One that's easy on the joints, surprisingly effective for circulation, and requires nothing more than a wall. These are wall push-ups, and they're not just a substitute for exercise. They're a heart-healthy tool that can improve strength, blood flow, and even emotional well-being. The beauty of wall push-ups is that they don't demand mobility. You don't need to lie on the ground. You don't need to change clothes. You don't need any equipment or even a yoga mat. You just need a sturdy wall and the willingness to lean in. Here, what happens when you do one. You place your palms on the wall at shoulder height. Step back a bit. Slowly bend your elbows and let your body move toward the wall. Then push back to your starting position. That movement may feel simple, but inside your body, it's engaging the chest, arms, shoulders, core, and even the muscles around your lungs. All of these contribute to better circulation, especially in areas where older adults often have poor blood flow, like the upper back and chest. But the benefits go deeper. Every controlled repetition helps your heart pump more efficiently. It also trains the muscles that support proper breathing, so your lungs can take in more oxygen with less effort. That's a big deal when it comes to stamina and mental clarity. Unlike walking, which can strain sensitive knees or hips, wall push-ups are fully supported by your own body weight, giving you total control over how intense the movement feels. You can go slow. You can do just 5. You can pause when needed. Yet those 5 repetitions can wake up your entire upper body, get your blood flowing, and signal your nervous system that movement is safe, strong, and doable. Let's talk about that emotional layer, because it's just as important. Many seniors carry a kind of invisible heaviness in their chest, not from weight, but from years of stress, uncertainty, or grief. These feelings sit like bricks on the heart. Gentle, rhythmic movements like wall push-ups can help lift that weight. After a few repetitions, many people notice deeper breathing, better posture, and a subtle but noticeable shift in mood. That's not random. It's your nervous system relaxing into movement again. Margaret is a woman I'll never forget. She's 82 and lives alone. Her doctor told her she needed to get stronger, but the thought of working out scared her. "What if I fall? What if I hurt myself?" she asked. So we started small. Just 5 wall push-ups every morning beside her kitchen counter. A week later, she smiled and said, "I thought I was too old to do this. But it turns out I just needed permission." That permission led to progress. Her arms got stronger, her shoulders opened up, and most importantly, her belief in herself changed. You see, strength after 75 doesn't have to look like lifting heavy weights or hiking up hills. Sometimes it's as simple as standing tall, pressing into a wall, and reminding your body it's still capable of growth. And once you feel that kind of strength, even in small doses, you walk through your day with more confidence, more dignity, and a stronger connection to the person you still are. Number 3, seated leg lifts. If you've ever found yourself rubbing your legs at night, trying to get the blood moving, or feeling frustrated by cold toes that never quite warm up, then seated leg lifts could be your secret weapon. This isn't just a lazy day movement. It's a surprisingly powerful way to revitalize circulation, energize the lower body, and support your heart without ever leaving your chair. No fancy gym memberships, no physical strain. Just a sturdy chair and 5 minutes of your time, but don't let the simplicity fool you. The impact can be dramatic. Here, why. When you perform seated leg lifts, you're engaging your thighs, calves, and hips, the largest muscles in your body. When these muscles activate, they act like a pump, propelling blood from your legs back up to your heart. That's a big deal because, especially as we age, blood circulation tends to slow down, particularly in the lower extremities. That's why so many older adults deal with swelling, cold feet, and that heavy, sluggish feeling in the legs. But seated leg lifts interrupt that cycle. Just by lifting your leg a few inches off the floor, you're waking up your quadriceps, firing up your vascular system, and helping your heart move blood more efficiently. Do it with rhythm, alternating legs slowly and intentionally, and you'll start to feel real change. Your feet may warm, your knees stabilize, and your fatigue ease. And here's the long-term payoff. Over time, this small movement lowers resting heart rate, improves blood oxygen delivery, and supports better stamina throughout the day. But there's something else happening too, something psychological. Each lift reminds your brain, I still have control. And that mental shift is huge, because one of the biggest emotional weights many older adults carry is the feeling that their body is slipping away from them, that they're spectators to their own decline. But not George. George is 79 and lives alone. After losing his wife, his days became quiet and still, almost motionless. But then, during commercial breaks on TV, he began lifting his legs, at first just to pass the time. But soon it became a ritual, a reclaiming of movement. After a few weeks, he told me, I don't feel stuck anymore. I feel like I'm doing something again. And that's the power of motion, not just for the body, but for the soul. Seated leg lifts may look small, but beneath the surface, they're sending a strong signal to every cell in your body. We're still in the game. You're not climbing mountains or sprinting marathons, but you're showing up. You're circulating blood, firing muscles, and reminding your heart that you're still active, still alive, and still building strength from within. That's not just exercise, that's quiet resilience. Number 4, hand grip squeezes. When most people think about heart health, they picture cardio workouts, brisk walking, or lifting weights. But what if one of the best things you could do for your heart fits in the palm of your hand? It's true, hand grip exercises, that simple act of squeezing and releasing, can have a surprisingly powerful effect on your cardiovascular system. And it's something you can do right now, sitting at home without equipment, sweat, or even standing up. Here's what happens when you squeeze with intention. You're activating small but important muscles in your hands, wrists, and forearms. This motion stimulates blood vessels in your arms and creates what doctors call a vascular response. That response signals your arteries to relax, which can help reduce systolic blood pressure, the kind that rises silently and strains your heart over time. For older adults, especially those over 70, high blood pressure is a sneaky danger. You might feel fine on the outside, while your heart is quietly overworking inside. But hand grip exercises provide a gentle, consistent way to give your heart a break. And the benefits don't stop with your heart. Studies have shown that grip strength isn't just about hands. It's a reflection of your entire body's vitality. Stronger grip is linked to better balance, fewer falls, more independence, and even longer life expectancy. That's because the nervous system, muscles, and circulation are all deeply connected. A stronger grip often means a stronger body and brain overall. The beauty of hand grip training is its simplicity. Use a soft tennis ball, a rubber resistance ring, or even a rolled-up sock. Squeeze for 5 seconds, then release. Do it a few times per hand. That's it. No pain, no pressure, just quiet strength building beneath the surface. And it's not just physical. This motion also calms the nervous system. In moments of stress or restlessness, gripping something in your hand and letting go can become a grounding ritual. One that tells your brain, I'm still strong. I'm still in control. Let me tell you about Ellen, an 83-year-old woman who carried a little yellow stress ball in her purse. But not for stress, for strength. 3 squeezes when I sit down, 3 more when I stand, she said. It became her quiet daily rhythm. Within weeks, she felt a difference. Not just in her hands, but in her breathing, her posture, and her sense of calm. It's like my heart isn't fighting me anymore, she told me. It's working with me. That's the silent power of grip work. It doesn't demand energy, it gives it back. It doesn't require perfect form or coordination, just intention. And in a world where aging often feels like losing control, here's something you can grasp. Literally. So whether you're sitting by the window, waiting on hold, or watching the news, take a moment to squeeze gently, breathe deeply, and remember. Even small acts can support a strong, steady heart. This isn't just exercise, it's empowerment, one squeeze at a time. Number 5, seated leg raises. You don't need to walk for miles, hit the gym, or even stand up to keep your blood flowing and your heart healthy. In fact, one of the simplest, most powerful movements for circulation and heart health happens while you're seated. And it's called the seated leg raise. At first glance, it might seem too easy, but make no mistake. This quiet little movement packs a big punch when it comes to improving blood flow, strengthening your lower body, and taking pressure off your heart. It's especially valuable if you've been sitting a lot, dealing with fatigue or struggling with balance. When we sit for long stretches, gravity causes blood to pool in our legs. Over time, this increases venous pressure, which can lead to swelling, cold feet, and even dangerous blood clots. Seated leg raises help solve that. They work like a mini pump in your lower body, activating your thigh and core muscles and helping push blood upward again, relieving your heart from doing all the work. And here's the best part. Anyone can do it. You don't need athletic shoes, a workout mat, or special instructions. Just sit upright in a sturdy chair, keep your back straight, and slowly raise one leg at a time. Hold for a few seconds, lower, and repeat with the other leg. That's it. But what happens inside your body is more than simple movement. As you lift, you're activating the quadriceps, the large muscles in your thighs, which are among the body's most powerful drivers of circulation. Engaging them helps blood return to the heart more efficiently, improving stamina and reducing strain over time. Over days and weeks, these gentle lifts can lower your resting heart rate and boost your energy, even without breaking a sweat. There's also an emotional side to this. When your legs feel weak or heavy, it can quietly eat away at your confidence. But the simple act of lifting your own legs builds a sense of control again. It reminds your brain, I can still do this. I still have strength. That feeling of self-trust spreads into other parts of life. How you get up from a chair, how you walk across the room, even how you face the day. I once met a man named Harold, age 78, who started doing seated leg raises after recovering from a stroke. At first, he felt silly. "What's the point of lifting my legs while sitting?" he said, but within weeks he noticed something important. He was going up stairs with less effort. His breathing improved. And most importantly, he said, I didn't feel useless anymore. I felt like I was doing something again. That's the quiet magic of this motion. It's not flashy. No one's clapping for you. But deep inside your muscles, your blood vessels, and your heart, this small act is a signal. A signal that you're still showing up for your body, that you haven't given up, that even on slow days, you're still moving forward, one lift at a time. So next time you're sitting down, whether reading, watching TV, or sipping tea, give your legs a little lift. You're not just moving your muscles, you're sending a message to your heart. I'm still here and I'm still strong. If there's one truth I've learned in my 85 years, it's this. Meaningful change doesn't require perfect health, expensive equipment, or even a lot of time. It only takes a little curiosity, a bit of willingness, and the belief that your body still matters. Because it does, in fact, I'd argue that's when it matters most. Too often, as we age, we're made to feel invisible. The world speeds up. The noise grows louder, and little by little we begin to shrink, but inside every older adult. Yes, even the ones with stiff knees, tired backs, or a slower step. There is still a spark of strength, resilience, and quiet vitality. That spark never leaves. It only waits for you to notice it again. That's what these 5 simple movements are really about. They're not just exercises. They're signals. Signals to your heart, your mind, and your spirit that say, you're still here, you still count, you still have power. Every heel-toe pump, every wall press, every leg lift is a small declaration that you're showing up for yourself and choosing to care for the body that's carried you all these years. You don't have to do all 5 at once. In fact, I hope you don't. Just pick one. The one that feels easiest today. Maybe it's the hand squeeze. Maybe it's the seated leg lift. Start there. Let yourself feel what happens. Not just in your chest, but in your mood, in your breath, in your sense of presence. Because healing doesn't always look like running a race. Sometimes it looks like sitting quietly in a chair, gently lifting your leg and feeling the warmth return to your toes. Sometimes it looks like breathing just a little deeper, holding your body with a bit more care and realizing you're still alive. And that's something worth celebrating. Life isn't always easy in this stage. Maybe you've lost someone. Maybe your joints ache. Maybe you just feel tired of it all. That's okay. That's human. But even then, there's still something within your reach, some small action that reminds your heart and mind, I'm still in this. So today, I hope you'll choose one. Just one. Try it. Feel it. Let it bring you back to yourself. Because no matter your age or your ability, you are never too far gone to do something kind for your heart.